Hey, this is Mr. Stein again for Spring Into Math 6. Today we're going to divide mixed numbers. Okay, dividing mixed numbers. Let's break it down. First, you change any mixed number to an improper fraction. Then, you change the division to its inverse, multiplication, and multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction. After that, you multiply and simplify to find out the quotient. In other words, flip and multiply. So, first, you just have to turn that mixed number into an improper fraction, then you just flip it and multiply. Really simple. So let's look at this example. We have 1/2 divided by 1/3. So the first thing we have to do is we have to get rid of that mixed number, turn it into an improper fraction. So I do so by multiplying the denominator times the whole number. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, all over the original denominator 2. So I have 3 over 2. And you can see my side work over here that I did in my head. So now I have 3/2 divided by 1/3. So remember, we flip it and multiply, or in other words, we multiply it by the reciprocal. So we have 3/2 times 3 over 1, and that gives us 9/2. So 9/2. It's an improper fraction, so we have to turn that back into a mixed number in order to have it in simplest form. So 2 goes into 9 4 times. So my 4 is my whole number with the remainder of 1. So 1 is my numerator over my original denominator of 2. So let's break one down together to ensure that you know this. Luckily, these skills are not that hard. We've been working on stuff like this in prior lessons. So first, we just got to turn these mixed numbers into improper fractions. So we have 2 times 3, 6, plus 1 is 7, over 2. Now, we're going to divide that by the improper fraction of 1 and 1/4. So we have 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, all over 4. So now we're just going to flip it and multiply. So I have 7 over 2 times 4 over 5, because we flip these numbers over. So now I want to check and see if I can cross-simplify to make my life a little easier on the end. Because remember, anytime you can do that now, you're working with much smaller numbers. So to find the greatest common factors of a 7 and a 5 or a 4 and a 2 are much simpler than the larger numbers that they're going to create. So right away I see that 7 and 5 don't share anything. They're actually both prime numbers. And then I have a 4 and a 2. And they're both even numbers, and they both share a 2. So if I divide out a 2 from both, the 2 turns to a 1, because 2 divided by 2 is 1. And the 4 turns into a 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2. Right now I just simply multiply across. So 7 times 2 is 14. 1 times 5 is 5. All right, now I'm left with an improper fraction, so I'm going to have to turn this improper fraction back into a mixed number to ensure that it is in simplest form. So how many times is 5 going to 14? Well, 5 is one of those special numbers that everybody can skip count by really easy. So I think right away 5, 10, 15. And 15 is too high, so it went in 2 times. And since it went in 2 times and 5 times 2 is 10, you're going to have 4 left over. So I'm going to have 4 as my numerator and 5 as my original denominator. I'm going to write that a little neater for you. All right, so our answer is 2 4/5. All right, that's going to do it for this lesson and all of Chapter 5. When you guys are working on your review in the next 2 days, check back with any lessons that you have confusion on. Rewatch the videos, they're not that long. Really make sure that you know what to do. See you next time.